And we're here, and the horn is still a lie. All right. Because, that's the most important part about any game that I'm part of, is the horn is still alive.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome, everybody. Oh, yeah. No, like Lexi knows the horn has always been alive. It's always going to be alive. I'm going to do a quick shout out for our sponsors, which is Green Ronin Publishing for Blue Rose on, they got a game coming up on Friday. I believe somebody was a horse in one of their games recently, even. And then we have Catalyst Games and Tops for Shadowrun, which night, so you can't go wrong with that. Crucible for their 5e monthly game magazine, which I believe they're next week. They'll be in this time slot, and we will not be here next week, but they will be. And then Mondays we're doing some Ciborum, which if you caught it yesterday, apparently there were lots of great faces of Pope, and when I was dealing damage, so you should go check out that on the replay if you haven't already seen it. We have Grinding Coffee and Dice Dungeon. And now it's time to, I believe, let my players reintroduce themselves, and we'll work with Nikki.
Hi, I'm Nikki, aka Beholder to No One. You can find me on Twitter at Beholder to No One, where you can see everything that I do, which is way too much. So, yes, I play Zao the Street Shaman, who is very serious and takes protecting the underlings very seriously, and also keeps to her word and evidently can murder in cold blood, evidently. I only know that. Nobody else knows that yet, which is hilarious. But that's it. That's all I got. I'll tell you what I'm involved in at the end.
There you go. Then next we have Jesse.
Ah, yes, it's me, Jesse. Hi, I'm Jesse. I am playing Sonata, who is a mage, but she wouldn't know it because I'm really bad at casting, apparently. Still have a lot of stun left over from the previous session that I was slowly but surely trying to heal up from the session before that. Maybe I'll get to do something cool with magic. Otherwise, I'm just here for the lulls. Everything that I say is going to make you laugh or cringe. That's fine by me. I play in a whole bunch of other games, but I'll talk about that towards the end. But yeah, that's me, baby.
Next we got Lexi, who's just feeling it, just feeling that, just grooving and grooving, moving and grooving.
Grooving over here, yeah. Hi, everybody. I am Alexandra Pitchford, or Allie, Lexi, either way works. You can find me on Twitter at Lexi Phoenix, and I am playing Eris, the elven. What am I? I'm a decker. I'm a decker. And I think hopefully today I will be doing some digital magic.
And last but definitely not least, we're bringing back my tunnel buddy, Angel.
Hello! I'm Angel. I go by Faye Trouble on the internet. Tonight I'm playing Riddle, which is our big muscly woman. I'm so excited. I guess we'll talk about my stuff at the end, but I can't wait to punch a tank in half.
Go for it, yeah. And as we can all see, we are down. You can always try. I will always let you try. I can never tell you if you'll succeed or not. It's not my job. That's the dice's job. As you can all see, though, we are down a player tonight. We are down. So there's going to be no more X arguing, and we'll deal with that in some role play here in a little bit. But everybody remembers how we left our last game session out of the Bay Area. A hovering drone of military variety with a very big 33 painted on the front of it came out of the water, disrupting the great hand-holding that was Riddle and Sonata. And we're not going to deal with that yet. We'll come back to that in a moment, because Eris was getting ready to do all the most important hacking for the group so they can transfer a lot of this money onto the sins they have. Given that, Eris is going to be doing this hack, extra sins are going to be with Eris for this moment, because I'm not going to be that cruel and give them the person who's not actually here, because that seems extra mean.
A little bit.
So, yeah, I'm cruel, but I would. Do you want me to? I can.
No.
No, okay, just checking sure. So I believe right now that we're going to be dealing with our first set of like kind of straight up extended challenges in this Shadowrun 6th edition game, as we have a game to do at the start of our game, and some getting into some situations and getting some bank and some new yen put on these very very lovely level 2 and level 3 sins. We have one level 3 sins in the possession of Eris, and a level 2 sin in the possession of Saul, and those 2 spare level 2 sins in Eris's possession. And I believe you were prepping to do this. So what is your battle plan, Eris, to deal with all the internet magics that you need to be getting going on here?
Well, I was thinking of really having some fun with it and going for the dive, but
sure.
Well, because that's where I really get to do all the cool stuff.
Y'all are speaking Greek right now. Like,
I will dive.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull my sheet up here.
So for those you don't know, in Shadowrun 6th edition, which is one of the things they kind of held over from Shadowrun 5th edition, is that the Mount Wireless and it's the Matrix 2.0, and our deckers don't have to like hard jack into everything completely themselves from the greater game at large. But they still can dive deep into the workings of the Matrix 2.0, so that they can spend their time basically all the cool hacker things that you've seen in previous editions of the game, as well as, you know, the stuff that's supposed to be really cool for the movie hackers, but it's not really like that because actual hacking is really boring. It's a lot of inserting code in appropriate places to get access to things and looking at big scrolls. It's not the amazing combatiness we're about to be getting to, this combat we're about to see. And so you're going to go full deep dive, and you're going to be looking to enter into some of these, enter into the server sections and everything else you will be for the bank themselves, doing all sorts of the fun stuff. This is where you get to like fully realize and get a bunch of actions per round, don't you?
I think so, actually. Yeah. Let me see here. All right. So my So what exactly do you need from me now that I'm like entering in?
Because I need to know. You're gonna dive. Oh. Mm-hmm. So you know where you're going, which is you're going to be hitting the actual bank servers and doing a thing. So what I will need from you is a list of actions you would like to take, and I can let you know what you're kind of seeing, and we're going to paint a picture of what the things you're going to be dealing with here are, as you let me know what you would like to do. And then of course there'll be some roles involved, because this is what you're here to do.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, I know the one thing I wanted to do was to make sure to use one of my complex forms, which are basically the for the uninitiated, they are the technomancer version of spells. They are abilities that can interact with the Matrix environment as a whole, or targets within it. And I want to use Static Veil, which I believe, if I pull my book back up here, Static Veil, it doesn't... So my Overwatch score will not increase from my Overwatch score will not increase from illegal access, but it will still increase from illegal activities.
Yes, that is
essentially
correct.
For as long as as long as it is sustained.
Going into the internet and masking your illegal access, but not necessarily your illegal actions. Super legit.
Exactly.
All right.
So they might not necessarily know I'm in there yet, but so
from there, I'm guessing you're probably going to be probing that particular network.
Yes, looking for some measure of access that will let me begin to use the information that I found to siphon off the new yen from the accounts.
Okay. Worst thing we're definitely going to have to do is, now that you're you have the baseline of the accounts, you know what you're looking for. You have a good matrix access line now, but you will need to probe so you can look for entrance into like the servers of the bank at this point in time. You're at the point where you're like, I need to break into these banks, and you are looking to probe those bad boys, dump a whole lot of new yen in a very little bit of time.
So,
Do we hear me there? Yes, you're back.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I froze for a second. Very briefly.
Yeah. This guy does not want you to steal with him. He's clearly counter-hacking you from the grave.
Clearly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I will be doing some probing. What do you need from me to do there?
I need you to make a
As far as-
probe. You'll be making a plus logic test versus the willpower or firewall ×2. Clearly, it's a firewall ×2 because you're not going up against active individuals who are actively counter-hacking you right now.
Okay.
So I'm going to be. I will roll my 8 dice, and you're going to roll your dice, and will be a combination of who has better hits there. Gets their own.
All right. So probe. No. Submit. That's 5 hits for me.
That's 5 hits for you. 1, 2, 3 hits for me. So you definitely pass that firewall. Getting access, realizing like you make it into you probe the access to the bank servers. You can now find a backdoor. Successfully probing by probe device, you can create a backdoor into the system. Once created, it allows you to do the backdoor entry action at a later time. But on top of that, you now know how to get in and out of the system.
Okay.
So probing the device doesn't raise an alarm automatically, which is what I assume you wanted. And you can now access this later. So from there, now that you're in, you're probably going to want to look at something like Spoof Command. Which will let you send a signal to a device with a command that the target perceives as coming from its owner. The device will automatically attempt to perform the action at the next available major action. So we're going to go ahead and probably use that, because I assume you want the bank to move this money around.
Yes, yeah. That would definitely be something that I want. So I will go ahead and make that roll as well.
Sure. All right.
I only got 2 hits on that one.
All right. Well, I only roll baseline firewall on that one, so I do not roll firewall ×2. So we'll see how this goes. I have 2, so your Overwatch score will increase because you have the firewall has matched you. So it is noticeable that you're trying to do this thing, and the players are suddenly flagging what is going on here. So you're left with the ability to continue to kind of search around in a more stealth-like manner because it's only increased by 1. You haven't negatively been found yet because your Overwatch score is not 3 or 4 yet. It is now, I believe, a 2 because they starts at a 1.
Yeah.
The Overwatch on a bank will start at a 1. So you're at a 2. So you have the ability to keep snooping around, or you can dive right in and be like, I'm just going to brute force this to happen. No niceties. Or you can try again to keep kind of messing around and try to probe. Or not probe. You can try to spoof command again.
Yeah.
Or. You're not looking to swap matrix attributes. Yeah.
Yeah, and something that I hate that doesn't come across well in the in stuff in back and forth like this is that the Matrix is this fully realized like digital space. Like it's a physical space for a technomancer, especially. It's a physical space. Like I am there.
It is. Yeah. So you're not just seeing you're seeing the programs fly by you. So you're looking at like security, like when that Overwatch increases, you're seeing, your Rent-A-Cop security guard icons, not just increase, but you're watching them patrol and you're hiding in the shadows of what would be the bank servers aisles.
Yeah.
Trying to stay out of their sight. It's not just something as simple as oh, this is a bunch of data flowing by to you. It's as real as flesh and blood in what you're seeing.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So
for me, it's like when a mage astral projects. I'm sending my soul
Exactly.
into the
into
network.
the wires.
Your body's still here, though,
Super
right?
legit.
Yeah, my
Oh, yeah.
body's still there. It's like huddled up in a corner
Body's hanging out with
somewhere out of
Zal.
sight.
Mm-hmm. I assume Zal might be watching over you while this is happening, because Zal is the responsible one in the group.
I would have made some
Yep.
I would have made some attempts to make it appear like I'm doing a full dive, like with the tech gear and all that, but I don't need that.
She doesn't know the difference either way.
Also fair.
Legit.
And of course, in the digital space, her persona, which is what they call it, looks kind of like a sorceress, like kind of appearance
Nice.
to it. It's very like majestic and otherworldly and vaguely threatening, I think is the
Big flowing elven robes commanding the
Oh, for
sorcerer's
sure.
presence.
For
Nice,
sure.
nice.
I
There you go.
will make another attempt at spoofing.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
So let's give that another shot. Got 4 that time.
There you go. That is a much better run. That will definitely match. Oh my god, that because that is not a critical glitch, but I did roll half my pool as 1. So they're like, no, nothing
Yeah.
here, nothing to see here. So you slip by, you find because I rolled that glitch, you find I'm gonna say you find most of his very legal upfront accounts that he pays taxes on based upon the information you have, and you have around like. It looks like somewhere in the range of like 450,000 new yen that you can probably siphon off to some of these sins. But moving all that around very quickly is going to cause a problem later. So you cause a problem probably
sure.
immediately when you kind of flush it. Like that's a lot of new yen to move and wire transfers that quickly out of the bank. So you might want to set some traps for the for the online security forces if you were look at like maybe possibly some things that might slow them down, like possibly setting a data bomb.
Yeah.
Or
That's what I was thinking.
possibly I would let you possibly use a tar pit if you wanted. Set up a tar pit, slow some stuff down.
Yeah,
some other devices down if you wanted to do that.
I'll set up a tar pit.
Sounds good.
Let's see. Only 1 hit on that though.
Yeah. Apparently 1 hit is all you need because I cannot roll a success apparently on my 6 dice. It's a 4, 3 threes, and 2 twos. So you are safe. You set up that tar
Hell
pit.
yeah.
You're like, whew, lucked my way through that.
Yeah.
You feel it. You wash over. Like, oh, luckily those security setup working the best as they could. So you can easily set up a tar pit. You can set up if you wanted to possibly set up more features like a false data packet when you do that for like a data bomb. That would also work. That's up to you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll do that too. For setting up a false data packet, what do I need to do there? I'm looking at the actions.
Set data bomb,
Right,
I assume, is what you're looking for. It's under
set data bomb.
I would see.
Yep.
You can set it up so the moment
my
somebody tries
God.
to read the bank files, that's going to happen.
Oh my!
Well,
A 10 dice pool, and I got 1 hit.
That's not going to come into play till later, so I will mark that down in my notes.
Okay.
Cool.
Because that's not going to be triggered until somebody goes to read, like a bank administrator goes to read the file.
Yeah. Let me
It's a problem
see
for
here.
future you.
Yeah, that is a problem for future you.
What do I want to do? There's also, I would also like to.
Sure.
What am I looking at? Let's see. Well, first off, I want to start. I want to start moving the money onto
Okay.
those sins.
So I'm going to hack you. I'm going to go ahead and let you figure out how you want to divide up that money, and I assume you want to use a spoof command to get the device to just hand over the cash at that point in time, because there's not really anything else that you would use to do that at this point in time. So the moment you hit that spoof command, we're going to be at that like what happens live situation, because that's when things are going to get noticed.
And you said I'm in possession of 4 of the sins or all of the sins?
You're in possession of every sin except for the one that Prima herself has. Well, Zal technically has possession of her own sin as well, but I'm sure she is giving you access to it if you're going to let her know you're about to load it up with Nuyen, but that's up to Zal.
Yes.
Zal agrees that you may load up her...
You do whatever you need to do. I don't know how any of this works.
Money is good, though.
Sounds...
So.
Money is good. I mean, I could probably just divide it up evenly between the sins.
You can.
I don't. Yeah. Let's see.
That would be 8K a sin.
You said it's 8K a sin.
Yeah, because it's 80K a sin. Sorry, because it's 450,000, so it'd be 80K a sin.
Should we? Well, I'm not in your world, but I was gonna say we could split it 5 ways and give Prima her version later. If you wanted to, we could just split it 4 ways too. That's fine. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, there's 6 of us?
5 would be 80K. You can split it 4 ways as well. That'd be 100.
Well, 450
okay.
divided by 5 is 90K.
Oh, is it 90? I'm sorry. It is 90K. I apparently can't do math today.
I'm fine. I'm fine just dividing it equally between folks, and then if we need to figure something else out, we can do that. But I think in the moment she would definitely just split it up and then move it. And my hope is, let me see if I can find exactly what this does, because I know there's an action called Erase Matrix Signature.
There is.
And I want to make doubly sure it does what I think it does.
It does what you think it does. I look at it right now.
Yeah. My hope is to erase the signs that I was here. Now,
legit.
I don't unfortunately have... I don't think I have the... I could also try to edit the... I could probably try to edit the data left behind so that they don't know where the money went.
You could.
That would probably be what I would do next, is I would move it, edit, and then erase.
Move it,
and then try to get out of there.
Okie dokie. Sounds good. So we're first gonna do our spoof command.
Spoof?
Lay spoof.
Killing me with these rolls, game.
So it matches, and so your Overwatch score is going to go. Starts the security. You realize that your spoofing is not going well.
No.
And that you're like, I see the money, but I don't have the money.
Yeah.
It is getting a little bit hotter in here.
Well, what I could do next is I could easily cast one of my complex forms, which is Cleaner. I don't know what I did. What did I just close?
Sorry. The fact that it all manifests itself in the Matrix, and I'm thinking like a cleaner bot, like a Roomba?
Yeah, a Roomba just shows up and fixes the problem.
Like
it could be a Roomba. I mean, it
could also be a cat girl maid. It really doesn't matter. It could be whatever.
I mean, the way I have envisioned it, would envision it is whenever she uses a complex form or takes a pretty, like a major Matrix action, it appears like spell casting. So like digital
Yeah.
lines of code will appear like glowing runes in the air around her as she's doing it. And then things will just
What does your cleaner
wipe away.
manifest as? Oh, it just wipes away.
Yeah, it would just wipe something away.
Nice.
It would kind of like
Doesn't actually
defragment and fade out.
Cool.
So
Legit.
for cleaner, so I make an electronics plus resonance test, and each hit reduces my Overwatch score by 1.
Nice.
So 4 hits.
All right, you're like,
then...
I fade back into the background. I'm like, I don't need to be here. You do need to roll that 2 fade, though.
Yep.
You're fine. That's 7 hits.
Yeah.
Apparently, you don't care about stun damage. You're like, stun damage is for chumps who do magic in the real world.
I wish that was me.
7 hits on 9 dice is impressive. That is a good roll.
That is. And then I would just go back to it. Like once the cleaner was taken care of, I would go back to it because they would be like, oh, I guess nothing's here, and then they would move on.
Yep.
I guess.
Go.
So spoofing
go
once more. What's 3 hits this time? Oh my god!
I'm just gonna keep matching you.
Well,
get in here, money. Get in
so
here,
the
money.
heat goes back up a little bit. Is the minimum 1 or 0 for Overwatch?
It would be 0 after. I'm gonna say it's gonna be 0 after you used your cleaner because like there was nothing there. There was a system error because I like that. I'm gonna go with the rule of cool on that.
Yeah.
Regardless of the hard rules because I'm not gonna go look it up
Sure.
and roll this game. So now it's slightly back to like boop boop, you know.
So it's back to standard.
But yeah, it's back to standard.
Okay. I'm gonna try
You
again.
might be getting more frustrated at this money. You're like, I see the money in the vault. I would like to open this vault.
Yeah. Well, that's 3-2.
Apparently, this vault says no.
No, it's 3-3.
Mm-hmm.
3-3. Damn it.
3-3 again. This vault is
And I'm at
apparently
2.
very hard to crack.
It is.
Can you roll edge after you know what the
It's-
vault's defense is?
I mean, she'd use edge to re-roll it. But I don't think there's a like. I don't think there is an edge extra die on it. So yeah, you could roll it after that fact if you wanted to. If you wanted to burn edge on it.
Okay. I was just curious because it might cause you
Yeah.
to get the 4th one and then you would succeed.
Actually, let me double check something real quick. Qualities. Because I know I have a quality, but I'm just trying to...
It's one of those moments where it's like hackety hack the planet, and then it's like, nope. I'm an impenetrable vault.
I do have analytical mind. I gain a bonus edge when I make any logic-based test.
There you go.
So I could use that.
So you have been racking up edge. You have been racking up edge in these matrix actions.
Okay. So I'll use some.
So
then.
you do have quite a bit of edge to play with now.
Yeah. And I can. What was it for? When I use edge to reroll, how many does that let me reroll? Just 1 die?
It's 1 for 1, but if you spend 3 edge, you can roll as many dice in your die pool as you would like that are not 1s. Which you definitely have more than 3 edge because you've made way more than 3 rolls at this point in time.
I will then roll the 5 dice in that pool that aren't hits.
Yes.
So just do it as a roll 5d6.
Sure, totally. So that way, now you have 5 hits on it.
Yeah.
So you finally crack through. You're like, you knuckle down, do the classic whatever sort. Describe your knuckling down using edge sorcery action.
Yeah. Well, like the way I envision it, she's muttering, casting, and it's just resisting everything she's trying. So she just kind of, like pushes more of her power, more of her energy into it, and eventually whatever resistance was keeping the money from moving just breaks and shatters into code fragments.
Nice. Sounds good. So that happens. You move the money to the 90K into each device that you want.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're left with the other things you want to do very quickly before things start going downhill.
Yeah. So, I will definitely then try to edit the file.
Sure.
I will try to edit the file.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Oof. That's a 1.
Yep. You realize very quickly that your edit on this file is not working. The firewall here is shut up. The overwatch from trying to crack through here is causing lots of issues, and the security is starting to tighten in around this situation rather quickly.
Okay. All right. Well, I will then try to erase my data signature at the very least.
Sounds good. Make that last roll to erase your data signature and try to get out of there.
That's 5.
That's a nice chunk. You manage to erase your data signature, and then you can boot, scoot, and boogie as you realize this is going to go downhill real quick. Here,
once she's managed to erase it, she will basically turn and go back the way she came and try to exit out and return to her body.
Mm-hmm. All right. So Zal, who's watching all of this happen, the first part of this takes place easily, and everything seems to be going pretty well. And then, probably 5-6 minutes into this whole situation, Eris starts to sweat a little heavy, and towards about 30 seconds after that, Eris's eyes snap open as she does that whole. Someone who has astral projection, it's very similar. You don't do a lot of matrix work yourself, but it seems similar that she just kind of slammed back into her body. As this is going on, if Saul wants to go ahead and give me a perception check for other things that are happening.
Other things. Oh no.
Things.
I'm assuming this is not visual.
Not yet. I'll let you know. This perception check is not visual. The next one you might make might be. So go ahead and give me a baseline perception check.
Oh, hey.
Nope. Everything's
I don't
fine.
see
Everything's
anything.
fine.
I'm very
Eris
distracted and trying to understand why Eris is sweating.
Yeah, you are very. As we pan out and zoom back in on our couple at the beach with that very intense hand holding.
Gasp.
Let's not get too it's not that intense. This is still strictly
Platonic
safe for work.
handhold. Yeah.
It's intense what's happening, not because the hand holding itself is intense.
Sonata's wearing gloves. We're protected.
Protected hand holding.
Yeah.
How degenerate. Hand holding.
We can't make sweat yet.
Mm-hmm. But
I'm sorry. I broke him.
No, I just wait until I get into character. All right, let's go.
Oh no.
let's go. But as we left off, for
okay.
those of you who were at the end of the last episode, they were holding hands on the beach, and it got intense not because the hand holding it, but a very clearly military-grade combat drone had risen out of the water with a very large 33 painted on the front of it, and they were staring at it before anything awful began happening to them. And that is where we got on with our two handholders. Staring down the barrel of this particular, and by barrel, I mean as it finishes rising up out of the water and the lower compartments open up and you realize they're only armed with lots of military-grade weaponry, that it's bringing to bear on you, but it's yet to open fire. What do you do? There are other people on the outskirts of the beach that are kind of half panicking because that's clearly a military-grade attack drone, and it's clearly kind of looking at you kids.
Okay, but there are people behind us.
I mean, do you look behind you?
If I move, is its vision based on movement?
Would you
know
like
that?
to make an electronics check?
Ooh, do I have that?
I don't know.
No.
Logic plus electronics. You can make that roll untrained if you would like.
It's not a T-Rex. T-Rexes don't do
Yeah, I
that.
was gonna say.
Yes.
So I got
its
a
vision is
critical
completely,
glitch.
Yep, its vision is completely based on movement. You know that if you don't move, it can't see you.
I feel like
Without a
Sonata
shadow
would say,
of a
"Don't
doubt."
move. Its vision is based on sight."
Oh. Riddle does not move. Riddle is like,
Its vision is based on sight.
You know,
Riddle still understands and was like, oh, and just like it is my turn on the Xbox kind of pose, just like just standing
We're not
there,
gonna move.
and that's all she does.
not gonna move. Excellent.
It's
Amazing.
definitely gonna look for something else.
Uh-huh. So it flies towards you and then stops and then levels directly at you. And Riddle has thermographic sight. Riddle can clearly see that there are other things that have multiple levels of heat signatures on this particular device that are being used and clearly scanning you. Yeah. So that question I asked, there's a question I asked Angel, and I actually did not get an answer to it. I probably should have asked again during pre. I need a government name real quick.
Oh, I think I said something like Brittany or whatever. It's like, you know, it's Brittany bitch.
It's Brittany bitch. Oh.
Oh my god,
I thought of something really stupid.
Go ahead and type it to
I don't
me
know.
real quick.
Okay.
Put it in chat, in private chat with me real quick. But it's kind of stops hovering over you for a moment, and like turns, like clearly turns, looks directly at you as Sonata stays stock still, and you hear in what is very much a modulated voice, like that kind of computerized but clearly someone's speaking voice, like probably the rigger controlling this. I cannot pronounce that last name, Jesse, so please walk me through that, because I'm awful at pronunciation.
That is Adagian.
Thank you, because I don't want to slaughter it. Selena Adagian. Brittany, let's see if I've got the other name there. I'm going to go with Jones, because I don't have a last name. And Brittany Jones, surrender immediately.
Jones actually really
It is very
does work.
Mm-hmm.
Could I? Is there like a? Is there like a cannon, like a tube pointed at us?
Not right now. It is clearly in the There's like an opening in the center that's kind of blacked out right now. That's open, looking at you guys. There's there's undercarriage that you can probably tell because Riddle has seen combat drones that weapons are probably going to unsling from. But right now it is at that exact level of it's asking you to surrender just in case somebody is doing there's clearly a rest on the docks and so they didn't walk up with guns drawn. They ask you to surrender first before they are going to use whatever level of force they feel is appropriate. There is also a secondary smaller drone in the area circling around you guys that you saw earlier before this thing rose out of the water.
Sonata, what do we do?
I'm sorry, Joe Nintendo any Espanol.
It was in Espanol, but yes.
She says it in really bad English.
Oh, fair enough. In that half English voice. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
It actually repeats the request in English.
Oh wow, I don't actually know any of those words that were just said.
Yep.
I am illiterate. I don't know either.
You're illiterate? You can't read? That's a reveal we did not see coming.
No, see,
Also, it's
they're
audio,
speaking,
so
you know.
yeah, that's why it's funny.
Yeah.
There's
Nothing
one
flies
brain
over
cell
my
here,
head.
guys. There's one brain cell here.
There's one brain cell here.
Well,
do
Now I'm
people
wondering
try
who
to
at the
do?
moment actually has it.
my first
Donna does.
instinct would be to go away, like in the opposite direction. I don't really have a second instinct right now.
Should I shoot it? In whispers to Sonata.
We
So
should
you
run.
say that, and in response, the undercarriage drops down, and you can very
should.
clearly see 2 miniguns drop down
We should.
from
I
the
can't-
undercarriage after you say you want to shoot it.
Yeah, we need to go.
How?
Honey, I can't take a grenade to the face like you can. This money shot is gonna be the last one for me. Period.
Can I do like either a strength or athletics check to pick up Sonata and start running away?
Sure.
But like
You totally can do
carrying
strength
her.
plus athletic checks. You totally can use a strength plus athletic checks to grab Sonata and run away.
Sick. Okay.
Sonata is like a 90s heroin model skinny. So it should be pretty easy.
Nice. That's 2 hits.
Yeah, you pick up Sonata and go to book it. So in response to the running away, there is not a field of bullet fire, but do you just turn your back and run? Are you like cradling Sonata like a baby so her face is over your shoulder and she can see what's happening?
No, I'm keeping Sonata because in case they shoot my back, Sonata won't get hit.
Okay.
So I am
So
carrying
Sonata
her
cannot
just
see
like...
what's happening behind you. Okay.
No, unless she
So-
like pushes past my hand.
Unless she's peeking up. Are you peeking up to
Yeah,
see what's
unless she
going
would
on
like to.
behind? Yeah.
I will do a little peek. Let's see what's going on here.
So because you guys are running, out
Hee-hoo.
from the... Because I'm going to go for dramatic effect before we get to these footholds, and because I also know what's on Riddle's
Okay.
sheet. So from the black kind of box area in the front, you clearly see what appears to be a very large, like a anti-riot style taser cannon, like strike Riddle in the back, and Riddle's like, yeah, I don't... and just keeps running, because weirdly enough, Riddle's immune to stun damage, so Riddle's like, tasers don't affect me.
Did that hurt?
Mm-mm. No.
What hurt? It's really a question of did what hurt. Yeah. Yeah. You don't really feel it. It's like whatevs.
Oh, interesting. They're not going to lethal right off the bat.
Mm-hmm. So, we are going to,
Are in a
instead of
bad
having an
spot.
interesting set of scenes, we're gonna have a foot chase. So,
Cool.
Normally,
love
I
chase
would say-
mechanics.
I do love chase mechanics. I would say it would be agility plus athletics, but because you're carrying Sonata, I'm gonna make it strength plus athletics. By the way.
Okay.
And we're going to be going on the threshold system. So, whoever reaches a threshold of 10 successes first is going to basically win the chase. AKA, if I win the chase, you get cornered in an alley because you don't know the city, and all of a sudden you're staring down the barrel of this particular drone. If you win the chase, you manage to duck, dodge, and dive through the alleys enough to lose this thing. If you would like to separate, one of you will get away from the murder drone, and the other one will be chased by the much smaller drone. And that is a decision you guys, as players, can take a couple moments to discuss what you would want to do. Because I'm not going to tell, I'm going to let you know what your options are and what story you would like to tell in this moment, rather than be like, do this thing.
You said that the test for Riddle would be strength plus athletics, correct?
Correct.
And because Riddle is carrying Sonata, I do not have to roll for this chase mechanic necessarily.
Nope, but you can assist in other manners if you have other ways that can add dice or subtract dice from the bad guys.
That's what I was wondering. Because I have increase attribute.
Sure.
Okay.
So you would like to increase Riddle's strength some more.
Exactly. So if I give, it's a touch thing, so I have to touch you. But if I touch you and give you some encouraging words like, wow, your muscles are so big, I wish they were bigger, and then they become bigger. Wow, wouldn't that be awesome?
It would be awesome. Let's see if the dice agree.
My shirt just like explodes.
Yeah, no, your shirt clearly is going to Hulk out. That's what has to happen here. So the shirt is just tattered, and you're wearing body armor only at that point.
So I will. So if I may, I'm going to describe it. Sonata's like peeking over the shoulder, and then like slowly slides down and just like starts patting Riddle's chest, like, "Wow, we're gonna be in big trouble. You're not gonna drop me, are you?"
No.
No, because your biceps are so huge, so big. You ever think that they should be bigger?
All the time. Constantly.
Well, you know what? I'm going to make your dream come true. Just so that we can both survive. Okay? Let's see if the dice agree. So I'm just going to click on this thingy.
You're not gonna up it, overcharge it in any fashion, way, shape, or form. Just gonna do it regular.
Dude, I'm still stunned. I still got 3 blocks of stun right now. I am literally, if I amp it up,
my goal is to get you to charge Riddle and then have Riddle carry your unconscious body over the threshold to victory. That's my dream.
I will literally be useless for the rest of this. I will literally be useless. Not that I don't disagree with the fact that Sonata is a little bit, like, a pain in a lot of different. Okay. All right. Sorry.
Not
okay.
pain.
Sorry.
It's the best buff bot. It's the best buff
Okay.
bot.
Let's increase the attribute, and I'm going to. Since this is not like a regular attack or anything like that, I'm assuming the amp up is looks a little bit different. It's not combat. Yeah, amping is for combat only. This isn't for combat. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you're good.
So it is just going to be straight up. Now tell me, do you really want to love me forever? Here we go.
Or is this just a hit and run?
Yeah. So, the touch of the mage strengthens, speeds, or enlightens the target, temporarily raising one of their attributes. Strength is my choice. The caster decides which attribute. Strength. The caster rolls a sorcery plus magic, which I believe that's what's been rolled. 5 minus my essence, right?
Your
Text.
magic
So
is 5 minus your essence. But I think it already does the math for you.
Okay. They can select how many hits they actually apply to the target to increase the selected attribute at a rate of 1 point of increase per net hit. So it's a test versus.
You got 6 hits, so you can increase per 4. It stops at 4 plus 4.
Okay. Yes. Then that is what that's what Sonata is going to do.
For each hit, it increases the spell's drain by 1. So you will hit. If you do that, it will be 7 drain. I'm just pointing that out.
What? I'm gonna pass out anyway, right? Like.
Go for it.
This is how this works. I'm going to do something
Awesome.
cool, and then I'm gonna get a migraine and pass out. Like, the hope is that, like, in reality, Sonata's going to like tap Riddle's muscles, and the muscles are gonna burst through the seams, and Sonata's gonna have an anime nosebleed and just pass the fuck out. That's what's gonna happen. Right? So we're gonna go with all four. I'm going to try and get literally all of my dice. Willpower plus logic. It's 8 dice, so I need 7 hits to not get any strain. Right?
Any stun. No stun if you go 7
stun.
hits. Let's see how many hits you get.
This is gonna be fine. We're fine here.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
It's fine.
3,
Don't worry about
so
it.
Take 4 stun. You're not pass out with 4 stun. You are
No,
not passed
1,
out.
2,
I know
3,
that much.
4. No, but I am at -3 to all my rolls.
Yeah.
Don't ask me for anything.
I've done my one thing. I've done the one thing I need to do.
Yeah.
Enjoy your muscles.
There you go. So
this bitch has to
that
be
happens.
sustained, I think so. I think it has to be.
Yeah, it does.
We'll worry about that later.
So your shirt bolstering and destroying effect happens, and now you are the lady who's wearing body armor as a shirt. As you carry Sonata through this particular situation, moving through, and now we will begin our chase. Which again, we're gonna do cumulative 10 successes. Whoever gets there first will win the chase situation. So you're rolling strength plus that, which is now it was a decent roll. Now it's a pretty good roll. I think you're rolling 12 dice now. 13.
Yeah. Would I?
A decent amount.
Can I add that to my athletics skill, like that bonus?
So when you pull it up, there should be a
Or-
little bonus thing when you go to click it. You should be able to add bonus dice and just put 4 in the bonus dice area. It's actually to your strength score directly, so that'll count for like damage and other stuff that's factored from your strength as long as the spell's in effect.
You can actually also temporarily increase your strength by clicking on the little gearbox there and going straight to strength and just adding a 4, and should math out
Easy.
the rest of the stuff.
It should.
All right.
So,
cool. Do I just keep rolling?
we're going to roll, and we're going to describe what's going on here as the drone tries to keep up with you, or you guys do it first, but you get to roll first. So go ahead and roll your strength.
Yeah, that's 5 hits right there.
Plus athletics.
I did.
That's a nice opener with your 12 and your 5 hits. I got 1, 2, 3 hits. So you are out in the lead with 5 hits. So Sonata is lovely in her statements of, I'm gonna make your muscles bigger. The shirts at your biceps and triceps rips apart. Your neck ceases to exist at this point in time. You just have that whole sloping effect into a head. Yep.
Ew.
You have the Brock Lesnar shoulder blades because necks are optional here.
You
I'll
don't
take it out
need
and
to
not have
turn
it.
your head to look behind you.
No.
I've
No,
done
just completely around. Yeah, you're focused on the situation, and you start booking down the alleyways as best as you can remember where you guys came from. Like, you duck past, and a drone, which is a drone, so it does have the advantage of being aerial and moving around. But based on your duck dodging and diving, you're definitely staying out of the way of things. Go ahead and give me another roll. You jumped ahead. 5. Apparently, I need to roll 6 successes. I did not roll 6 successes. I only rolled 5 successes. Weirdly enough,
That was close.
but it was close. So tell me what thing you do to completely lose the drone. Do you duck into a sewer grate? Do you hop into a better part of an aqueduct where it can't follow? What is it you do to completely lose this particular drone situation? Because you do. It only takes 2 or 3 minutes of running, but with with the boosted muscles you've got from Sonata and everything else going on, Riddle quickly moves to these streets, getting away from this drone chase. And they don't seem willing to fire in the middle of a public, crowded area. They're clearly not trying to gun you down at this point in time.
Yeah, I like to think there's like a underpass tunnel, like under a road, and I just like through a crowd and just like absolutely stomping the shit out of anything that's underneath my feet. Just trash and stuff, just the inertia is just carrying me and all of my beautiful new bulging muscles. My
so you find
girlfriend steroids.
So if you've seen like the underpass situations where there's like a little area under underpass store stuff, you like see that door and you just Kool-Aid through it. You're like, no door will stop me in this moment, and you blast your way through the door, and you proceed to duck down in there as the drone like flies overhead, losing you. And at this point in time, Zal can make me another perception check.
Oh yeah.
Still listening.
No, this one is visual.
Fantastic. I get +2 to that. Hey, 4 hits.
So as Zal is looking around, Zal's like, do, and then Zal sees a drone buzz by her, as well as it goes past and like seems to head towards the section towards the road near where you guys came in on, near one of the overpasses, and flies over that, hovers for a little bit, and then seems to drift off. Zal, who has, again, previous military experience, quickly points it out as a military support drone. So it is not a civilian rigger piloting this thing. This is somebody who has access to military hardware.
I will immediately pull Eris
that,
into an alley.
Oh.
Just pull her into an alley.
What?
Yeah.
What happened? What? She's like very confused.
Eris is fairly groggy, but Zal just grabbed by the arm, or do you grab her by like the neck, or like grab her by the hair? Is it like that way, or what's happening? Sleeve. Grab her.
She doesn't know her well enough for that. Just a sleeve.
Oh my.
There was a drone that's military based. I'm assuming it's here for us.
Oh.
I have a way to hide myself, but not you.
Well, if you can hide yourself, it might be simpler to move separately if we need to do that to get to where we need to go. We all should have a supply of new yen.
As Zal realizes this with their perception check, as you pull Eris alleyway, you suddenly realize Prima's not around. You were startled by this drone, and you grabbed Eris because it was the most important thing to do, but Prima seems nowhere to be seen as you pull Eris into the alleyway.
Prima's missing.
What?
That's a possible future problem. I'm gonna cast Physical Mask on myself.
Go for it.
How do I do it? There's the button.
Three hits. Roll that drain.
One stun.
And one drain. Okay.
Yep.
So right before your eyes... Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
I said right before Eris's eyes, Zal's appearance changes into... Describe your new appearance.
It's going to become a very, whatever the majority of the people look like here, I will change my appearance to look very similar to that, change my hair color, make it wavy, change my eye color, change my features to be a little sharper, just so I fit into the general aesthetic of this town.
Okay.
It shouldn't be extremely different, but just enough that a drone wouldn't notice. Hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, I have to make a 3-point threshold to spot, as opposed to what you did look like. So it is a legitimately different appearance. And smell included. You smell different. She smells like the rest of the
Yes.
town now, rather than.
And it
standing
would,
out via
it
smell.
is
She smells like the
affecting.
sea.
It does affect cameras and microphones and
Yep.
other technology as well. So
Correct.
my voice also is
Correct.
slightly deeper.
Mhm.
Just a little bit.
Well, that's a neat trick.
It is
Alright.
called. It is an ability called. Words I keep losing. Physical mask, where we can hide ourselves in plain sight. It's very useful when you're running.
Definitely useful. I wish I had something like that, but I will make do. Though with that on, it definitely might be better if we split up, and that way you can blend in better.
I will stay close by. And also
Okay.
keep an
Well,
eye out for Prima.
Yeah. We should at least keep some distance then. That way, if they spot me, you won't be like right next to me. That could be a problem.
That's fine. He'll be far enough away.
Are we looking to possibly go to wherever the drone seemed to have been chasing individuals and then wandered off? Because it was very clear to Zal with the 4 hits that the drone was in something, and then it lost that pursuit in a general area.
Somehow you lost the tank that was running by.
I believe the others who that was chasing went this way. If we want to go back and look for them, you might want to be the one to find them, though, so you can tell them I'm not a different person.
Yeah, good idea. I will. Yeah, let's do that. And so
I guess the number one question is Eris trying to be stealthy along these city streets?
As stealthy as she can, or at least moving casually so she doesn't draw attention.
Sure.
Don't be suspicious.
I'm just making sure she's not trying to ditch Zal in general. Like, Zal can shadow you if Zal knows what she's looking for, but if you're like, I'm going to be the Pink Panther and stealth my way through this situation, then Zal would have to roll some perception rolls to keep an eye on you in the crowd and shadow you appropriately. But if you're not trying to hide, you're just going to act casual, just fly casual,
yeah,
then it is not a big deal. All right.
Yeah.
So what? There's a Sonata with a headache, and a Riddle holding them tightly to their bosom. It sounds like you're now in a dark room under an overpass. What do you two do now? You seem to have lost this drone.
I would like to sit down Sonata, like prop her up like an elf on the shelf, just on the nearest counter. And I would like to lay on the floor because I have magic steroids in my body. So I'm just going to take a moment to feel the cool concrete on my back.
Cool. It doesn't feel like much because that pain editor cuts down most of your nerve sensations. So you'll very much because it shuts off pain.
So it probably just feels warm.
Cool. It's a little cool. The magic is very interesting. It's a new feeling you haven't felt very often because you don't work with a lot of mages, it seems like. No. But the concrete is concrete-ish. It feels like concrete because concrete's...
Concrete-y? Like ice cream?
Concrete.
So you will notice, Sonata, when Riddle sets you down, there's like the 2 taser plugs that you would get when you would be tasered. I'm assuming Sonata tasered many times at this point in time.
I'm sorry. That video also went viral, and I did make money off of it. Thank you very much.
You can see the taser plugs, like as Riddle goes to lay down, just sticking out of Riddle's back, and Riddle doesn't seem to notice. It's not even like registering to Riddle that these 2 taser plugs are in their back.
Honey, roll over. Okay, there we go. Let me just yo.
What are you doing?
I'm pulling out the spark plugs off your back.
Oh.
We're gonna be walking around the streets. you having obvious spark plugs on your back from a taser is definitely going to make people suspicious.
There was a
And
taser?
that's about as much thinking as I'm going to do today. I think
You're
we
laying,
don't
like,
have
face
36
down
hours.
in the concrete. It's a little cool.
Jared said that he'd get us out in 36 hours, and I don't think we're going to have 36 hours with these drones following us, so we either need to make do with those bad boys, or we're going to have to lay low. Also, Brittany?
I look at her, but like I'm still laying on my back, and I'm like,
Nah, it's cute.
I frown. Thank you. The Serena, was it?
Celine.
Selena. Oh. Selena. Oh, Celine? Yeah. Lay my head back on the floor.
We're gonna also need to find the others.
Yeah,
If they found us, they're gonna find them.
You're right. And I get up off the floor, and should we
Are you done with the muscles?
read here? Yeah. Although I do like how they look. Would you like to feel them before they wear off?
Just one squeeze. And then with that touch, she will remove the muscle, much like she gifted them.
It deflates.
Oh no!
Sonata giveth,
It actually
Sonata taketh away.
It sounds like air coming out of a tire. Thank you for that. I needed it.
Ooh.
I won't ask you to carry me. I'll just walk. But I do have a lot of sparkles in front of my eyes right now, so I am having a little bit of trouble.
I can carry you. You weigh nothing. Like a grape.
Oh my god, thank you. I've been working really hard on that, actually.
Yeah, skinny legend. Sorry.
Sonata will let herself be I almost said captured, carried.
And captured. You're also technically captured. It's technically a grapple.
Those love guns are shooting to kill.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They could be.
Okay, I'll carry Sonata, but like on my back this time. You can piggyback, right?
Yeah, piggyback. That's fun.
Okay. Fair enough.
Hopefully they won't
you guys
shoot into
head.
back again.
Yeah. Do you guys head back into town? You guys hang out in the like underpass for a little while, or you guys just head right back?
We don't really have a way to talk to the others.
Exactly.
You think we'd
So
have cell phones by now?
No, you guys just got into town.
No,
and
we
got
don't.
Sins, which means now you can buy
Walkie-talkies.
jacks.
True.
Yeah. Now you can actually
Yes.
buy your cell phone.
You know,
we
it's
need
kind of
comm
hard.
links.
Yeah, we need the comm links in order to do so. So, here we go. Single brain cell. Okay. What did they say they were going to do?
Well, they said that they were going to transfer the new yen over, but I didn't catch quite where.
But they need it. But
You
we
wanna make a
need
memory check?
sins to get. So we need sins to get new yen. We need new yen to get sins. Is there somebody in town that can give sins? There must be. I mean, I've been here before.
Do you want to make a memory check?
I was
Sure,
about
at
to say.
-3. I'd
Yeah.
love to, actually.
You would. Do it. I mean, you know some people by the docks that can probably do all of that. You can't remember why you don't do business with them anymore.
Oh, they're back at the docks. Obviously. That's where you get everything.
Okay, well, we'll go back.
Riddle can also make a memory check, by the way. That is also a thing Riddle can do.
Or you can trust me.
Okay.
2 hits.
Riddle remembers that they were going to a particular restaurant and getting the sin, and Prima was getting sins at a particular restaurant, because there's also a fence there that deals in things.
I relay that information to Sonata, and I.
You also
Yeah,
know
and
that
I'm
you
sure
told
it's
them
by
that
the
Sonata
docks.
told them. It is not. By
Sorry.
the docks. You also know that you guys remember telling them that you guys were heading to. Sonata told them they were heading to the docks for the two of you to go look for a boat. So either they're going to come looking for you, or you can go looking for them. And I like ridiculous coincidences, so if everybody would like to give me just a basic edge roll, and by the way, your negatives don't apply. I'm going to use it like a luck stat, by the way.
Ha!
Lol.
I'm
Hey.
gonna give my... Wait, so I only have one edge, so my negative modifiers will count? Is that, or do
No,
I
they
have
don't.
to...
I'm just using it like a luck roll.
Well, looking
So,
at my dice
you
there...
can just roll one. Yeah, just roll.
Okay, just
your
roll
1d.
Okay,
Yeah, just roll one.
That
You
makes
only have
sense.
one edge.
that makes sense. Sorry.
Mhm.
Still no.
Nope. Riddle can roll it if they would like roll edge as well.
I suck.
I did. I got a 0.
Oh, I did not see it. You got a 0?
I got 1, it's okay.
Cool. You did get 1.
1 die out of 1.
You did. So there's literally you might as well play the Benny Hill music. Down, 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 down.
Oh no.
No.
But Zal,
Yeah.
being observant, will notice a troll carrying a blue-haired woman on her back
In
through a
orange!
side alley. In orange, through a side alley.
Horns and hair.
Go by that way, doing the two ships passing in the night, and you're like, wait a second, that's them, that's them, that's them, that's them. And you don't have to react that way, but you definitely get that visual where you're like, I saw them. So,
A literal fucking
would
demon.
I don't want to leave Eris by herself, so I would take a few quicker paced steps to catch up to where I'm like just behind them as if I'm passing by, and say, turn in the next alleyway. I saw them.
okay. So,
Okay, she'll
And then
just kind of
I
like
will like
do it.
continue.
alright.
I will like
So,
continue forward, but then like turn eventually in another alleyway to catch up.
Sure. So, are Erisons all kind of doing this together, or are they trying to track them down now separately?
I mean, I'll eventually catch up back to Eris. I just would have
Sweet.
kept going.
And you guys can do it together? You guys can do it together. I need either a perception roll with a +1 bonus, with a +1 edge bonus for it, because they stand out in a crowd.
Oh, I
Um,
stand out even more though. I stand out even
do.
more because of
Mhm.
my distinct style that we decided was my
You do.
my chic what's it face? My
Your
chic
prison
outfit.
chic jumpsuit? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So hold on. The actual mechanics is others gain a +2 dice bonus when conducting a memory test to recall my oh, never mind. It's recalling. Never mind. Sorry.
Yep.
I thought I was being
Boom.
smart.
There you go. So Zal will quickly be able to track you guys down as you're heading back towards this diner. And I will figure out how Eris wants to make her approach then.
All right.
You see Riddle, who's
well-
wearing, like, no longer has a shirt, and is just kind of wearing body armor and pants at this point in time. It's a look carrying Sonata
Yeah.
on their back.
All that side peck. Hell
All the
yeah.
side pack.
Oh yeah. She'll make her way up then. Make her way over. And
I mean, you're coming up behind them.
okay.
You're coming up behind
Yeah.
them rather than over.
Ah, yes. She will come up behind them and very carefully kind of like try to circle around so she's not like, you know, coming directly behind. She's just gonna be like, hey,
Ugh.
found you.
Hello.
Yes. Did you two see the big thing? The big thing.
The drone.
We ran away from
Yes.
the big thing and even bigger thing. There is a
Even-
bigger thing. We need to leave.
Yeah, temporarily I made Riddle really
Oh.
big though.
Well,
yeah.
I have something then that might be able to help with that at least. And she'll kind of pull out the sins for them.
Yoink.
I'm still
Hand those
sustaining
over.
this look. I just can't. Grab.
Zal doesn't look like Zal
Hello.
Oh,
right now.
hello.
Or did Zal
thank
ever look
you.
like anything to each of us in a very specific way? What if we all saw a different Zal?
What if we
Wow.
were all different? What does
I
a
mean-
sin look like, by the way?
It's effectively just a little like chip. Like they're very tiny.
Mhm.
They're not huge, but they're basically like chips, like about yay big, like a thumb
Yeah.
drive style chip situation.
Yeah, like just
Okay.
a chip with your information coded onto it. These should work for a little while at least. Unfortunately, the nature of what I just had to do means that they might not last for as long as we might want. So the sooner we can
So
leave,
we
the better.
should offload these new yen, is what you're telling me.
Well, that might be helpful. If we can get some, cred sticks that aren't, tied to specific sins and offload the money onto there, that might actually be helpful. Because then, even if they seize these sins or burn these sins, we won't lose the new yen on them.
Yeah, I have
I
a
can
question.
go around. Sorry, go ahead.
This is a technology question. I have no idea how computers work. So, when the big metal drone thingy gave us a looky-loo, right?
Mm-hmm.
It said our actual like bio names, like Christian
Sure.
names, right?
The government would have those on file, yes.
So are these things going to kind of like override that, or are they looking at me like biologically?
They would have scanned
not
for
going to-
biometrics.
Yeah, they're
Eris
your
would know they would have scanned
biometrics.
her biometrics.
Yeah, they would have scanned your biometrics to know who you were. That sin there, that should not, unless we do something really stupid, that should not be linked to your true identity very easily. Kind of the idea of having the fake ones.
So will the scanny thing just I don't know, like just read this instead?
No, it would still recognize you.
If they're reading your
That
biometrics,
sucks.
not necessarily. But if we can, well, for one, if we can find a way to, and this is hard, and this costs a lot of money, and I don't know if we have that kind of money, but if you can get your information purged from the government databases, then your sins like these should work a lot better.
Yeah, that's gonna be a future thing because I tried to get us some passage for the cheapest value. And unfortunately, I may have done things in my past, not confirmed, but that might have made it a little bit more expensive. But I do have a ride that's leaving in 36 hours.
You do have a ride. 36 hours.
I'm
Yeah,
waiting
that's
for a response
3
from my contact that was also looking for a ride as well.
So it's going to be a little bit more expensive than what I was already anticipating. So if we lose these new yen, we lose our way out.
All the more reason to get them moved onto something a little more reasonable then.
So Eris would know that you might want to reveal how much Nuyen is on those, because you have not actually told them how much Nuyen is on those SIDs.
Each of these is holding 90 grand right now. 90K? Nuyen?
Sonata will know that is more than enough to get you guys through. Like, they're going to charge you, like, 10 grand a person to smuggle you through with no questions.
So that's more than enough.
Yeah, it's more than enough to get you on the ride you have.
I can go getting some of the things we need while I'm still in disguise. If you want to hide out, I can go find comm links and potentially other SIN cards.
We'll definitely need
Not SIN
that.
cards, I'm sorry. Cred sticks. That's
Cred sticks. I definitely feel like we need some sort of form of communication, because if we're going to be on the lam for the next 36 hours, like, you know, it's not sexy if we don't know where each other is.
Yeah, having a way to communicate with each other would be good.
Yeah. Let me go do that then, and I will also try to reach back out to my contact to see if there's any way to rush the request and see if there's a secondary, earlier option.
I mean, I could give Jer more money, and maybe Jer would be willing to take the loss and leave early. But that's if I'm really, really nice. Which, you know, I am. But I have a headache, so I'm a little bit mean.
Small issue. Prima is missing.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, we have 36 hours to find her, so I don't think that'll be very hard.
We just have to find the Trail of Tears.
She sticks out like a sore thumb.
Well, I'm sure if we dangle... I'm sure Sonata, if we push you out in front, then it won't be long before she starts screaming at you.
Exactly.
She does like to yell an awful lot.
Yeah, I'm not the yeller. Prima is. Correct. That is a good assessment.
I miss
you also yell an awful lot.
Never have raised my voice. Don't know anything about that. Either way, we need the comms. We need the sticks. And I need to get back to Jer, give him the money, secure our passageway.
I will... Well, where can you hide out for about 20-30 minutes while I go get those?
Go to the aqueduct again.
We could... I mean, that little restaurant was nice. We could get something to eat.
Yeah. You haven't had anything to eat but rations for the past couple days. You could go spend some of those Nuyens on food.
Yes.
So now I'll meet you back at the restaurant.
Sonata wouldn't think this, but I'm definitely having some thoughts about that. But I'm not going to say it out loud, because Sonata would want to eat. So let's go!
Right.
Try to be sneaky about it, please.
I have concerns.
Yeah.
I think it's...
You sent Sonata and Riddle to go be sneaky.
I don't have stealth.
Would I have seen any other place that they could hide in?
hide. Yeah, you can hide people in alleys or brothels or other things. This is a port town, so there are lots of like cheap hotels you could send them to. If they want to get food, that really depends on how nice the food is. But if you want to try to tuck them away in like a cheap hotel, that is not out of the question.
With my prior experience, but I know it's a possible bad idea to go to a restaurant.
It depends. This is a port town. It's a restaurant.
Okay.
It's a hit or miss. It's one of those situations of it depends on what part of town you're going to a restaurant in. If you're sending them to the restaurant where the fence is, which is the restaurant you guys went to with Prima, it's probably nobody, like, it's a 50-50 shot. Somebody there is either an informant or everybody there is keeping their mouth shut depending on the time of day. Because there are illegal activities going on there.
Gotcha.
The question is if you run into snitches or not.
I don't think anybody knows that we're wanted, except for the person we bought stuff from. So I would assume that the restaurant's okay, or Zal would assume the restaurant's okay. So should just say, okay,
I would
will
say
make
that the restaurant's a good option, yeah.
So you guys all
want
head to the
some
restaurant.
tapas.
Tapas is easy to get here. So I'll cover Zal's shopping trip real quick. What is Zal
I'm getting like homemade
Sounds like Zal is
food as well. On the way,
Zal's
like on a
getting
food cart.
Street vendor. Zal's getting some street vendor food.
Heck yeah.
So I'll easily get some street vendor food. It sounds like you're getting a bunch of very illegal, very easy to obtain stuff like cred sticks, comlinks. Nothing that's super expensive. Are you just picking up low tier comlinks and some cred sticks? Or are you looking to buy some nicer comms?
Nicer that are legal still, if possible.
Yeah. Well, I'm heading to that particular gear section right now, so if you would like to join me there.
Going to gear. Bing bong.
Bing bing bong.
Let's see. We are going down to lay a page. Comlinks. Page 267 on the PDF or on the book.
Yep, I am down there right now.
Oh, so they're all legal.
So, yeah, most comms are legal because they're basically cell phones plus personal assistants.
Yeah.
Now, given where you're at, you can probably get your hands on the availability 2 ones. The availability 3 ones are probably going to be a little bit harder.
Give me a Sony.
I'll stick with the Sony Emperor.
Sony Emperor? So you're going to buy 5 Sony Emperors?
Because we got 2 3 levels, I'm going to buy 1 Sony Emperor and 4 Metalinks.
Sure.
Since I got stuck with the 2 level sin.
Sure.
But also because
I got this. I also got the 2 level named Cristal. So.
So that's that's 1100. Not a problem.
And she will also buy a bunch of. I think I'll buy 2 or 3 cred sticks each person, so we can split the money throughout the cred sticks, so it's safer.
How you want? Sounds good. I'm looking for the price on cred sticks right now, which should not be very expensive at all.
Cred sticks.
Yeah. So the
cred sticks, I see them.
Which are actually expensive-ish, but not really.
No, they're 20.
Yeah.
The max value is on the.
Yeah. Yeah, the 20 for the silvers. So, silvers you're looking to buy.
Get multiple silvers.
I'm just getting a bunch of silvers and moving the money around that way.
1 gold and the rest silver.
Okay.
So that's 9 silver. Yeah, I'll do 2
Looks
each.
that way.
9.
Alright. Oakley dokley. So all in all, you're only spending in the ballpark of less. You're spending about 1,400 credits. That's easily with what you have on there. You still have like You still have like 90k and 600. You can start dividing that money up however you want as fast as possible. Because you're only buying legal things and you're using device, go ahead and just give me a visual check. And give me your perception roll while you're out in the market doing market things. I'm looking for a
Just doing
2
market
hit
things.
threshold. Nope, you don't seem to notice anything
No.
out of the ordinary.
Hold on, I got 1 edge.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Hey, 2 hits.
2 hits.
You will notice a handful of small scout drones that are in the market area. None of them seem to notice you based upon your mask being sustained, but you do know that, like, that's not out of the ordinary, but they don't seem to be doing, seem to be doing sweeps more than they seem to be doing very, very basic, scouting for customer stuff. So you're fairly sure there's a Ritter somewhere in the city operating a sweep pattern of some sort, which isn't surprising to you given the drone you saw earlier.
Look, I don't know why they have all this extra shit happening right now. We're not dangerous.
Would I know of something that could make it harder for Rigger's drones to find people? I don't know a lot about technology, that's why I'm asking.
I mean, your power, and then can find you, and if you have a good counter rigger or a good counter decker that's running, stuff to try to counteract their drones, not them. But outside of that, it's kind of a needle in a haystack situation. The biggest thing is for you, they've already kind of at least gotten visual confirmation. People that they're at least semi looking for are already in town.
Okay.
So they know to look around town, and they're kind of hitting that sweeping area where they're hitting places where they know people eventually usually end up going, like the market if they're looking to do things. You wouldn't surprise you if there's drones by the docks because that's the best way out of town.
Okay, that's fine.
Things like that.
The only other thing I'm going to buy is food to, like, a couple of days worth of food.
Sure, mark that off easily. I'll let you spend what you feel is appropriate for the quality of food you want. I'm not gonna nitpick about that particular aspect. If you want real good food, you'll be like, I will eat well for the appropriate amount of money you think. So you all get to the restaurant as Zal is on her shopping adventure. I assume people just order like 1 of everything on the menu and then 3 of some things because it's been weeks since you've had not prison food.
It's probably fair.
Yes.
Yes. So, a troll, an elf, and a human walk in her and start eating the place out.
You know how they eat
Phrasing.
in Fantastic Mr. Fox?
I was thinking that.
Sure, yes.
Yeah.
As much food as is reasonable to get that's not going to look completely kind of off the wall.
I mean, this is a front for a fence, so it's kind of whatever. You order drinks as well, because there's things like alcohol and other stuff here as well, if people are looking to get their drink on.
Oh, no, don't say that.
Oh, but I did.
Oh, no.
Sonata's first chance to have liquor.
Sonata has an addictive personality. She
I know
likes
after
things
all
that are
that
bad for her.
After all that,
and
Eris
she has a
needs
negative
drink.
modifier to her pools. Yes. So Eris orders a drink. If Eris orders just a drink, Eris is fine. Nobody, unless you're looking to get sloshed, I'm not gonna make people make rolls.
No.
As Jesse gives me a side eye, like I'm gonna have to make some rolls.
I have toxin resistance. So does
Okay.
that help me?
I mean, it'll help you offset the -3 penalty for being full of shock boxes. Because I believe it's a plus bonus, isn't it? For
It says a bonus edge. You gain a bonus point of edge when you make a toxin resistance check. So,
yeah. I mean, you're not going to make a toxic resistance check until the 3rd drink. So just let me know when you get to the 3rd drink.
yeah, no, it's we're gonna shotgun 3 shots in a row. Like, I'm free, bitch.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Freeman shot.
I don't
shot.
think
Even like
that's
karaoke with the jukebox as well. You put on a song and start singing into it.
Yeah.
What song do
I
you
don't
put
think
on?
making a scene's gonna be a good idea. You should.
Sonata would probably sing "We're Halfway There."
Mm-hmm. Fair
Because
enough.
we are technically halfway off this island.
Yep. Halfway off the.
I'm gone
off the
for, like-
continent, off the coastline.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. We're halfway there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow!
I feel it. I feel it. Let me know when you want to make your toxin resistant 3rd drink.
Yeah, sure. I will do it now since. What role is that? Let me see. Where is that? Surely there's a little
A button for that.
a button for that. What's toxin resistance?
Chicken now.
Oh no, is that a skill?
No, I don't think so. Is it a
No,
skill?
it shouldn't be.
No, I'd be super surprised.
All right, time to use my my searching tool.
Yeah. As we figure that out, what is Riddle doing in just eating all of the food? I would like.
Yeah,
Riddle
and-
would like her weight in food.
I've expended so much energy. I need to, chow down on my
Recharge.
daily amount of calories. Get like a jar of
Mhm.
milk. And
It is-
I'm gonna
you
queue
can't-
up.
It is goat's milk. It's goat's milk, for sure.
Ew. Okay, she drinks it anyway. And then after she's done, she would like to queue up the Shadowrun equivalent of Cannibal by Kesha on the jukebox.
I think you might have to fight Sonata at the jukebox. I don't know how many times Sonata decided to play halfway there in a row.
I could pick up Sonata by the scruff and just like hold her out while I queue it, and then put her back. Like a
Is
little
the jukebox
ball.
connected to the wireless?
Does it have Bluetooth?
No, it's actually
it's-
wired. This is an older place. It's actually wired into the restaurant itself, into the wired sound system. It is old school. It's been here.
'Cause-
This is one of those places that the longer you're in here, you realize this place has probably been wired this way for almost 100+ years. Because it's 2080, so this place was probably built in the 60s and the 70s. So
Damn.
it's like a 120-year-old restaurant at this point in time, and everything is hardwired to a degree, which makes sense if you're fronting for a fence to a degree, because it's way harder for a decker to get in here and do stuff if it's actually all on its own kind of semi-secure network. You do notice they have a regular matrix node, but like the jukebox and like the sound system, and it looks like possibly the automated, like part of the automated defense system that you've now noticed, as Eris has now noticed, because she's looking around a lot more. Like, can kind of notice like, oh, these are all wired. Like, they are running hard lines to this stuff. Not a bad security feature. It's just surprising. But the more you think about it, it's slightly less surprising how given the age of the building. Like, it would be easier to work within the confines of the age of the building. And it would secure a business like this against a decker. It would force the decker to have to be on site and jack into the network if their hard computer files are on a wired network internally. So if he is keeping hard computer files, somebody can't just hack him and get his client list. So it's actually a smart play for somebody who's dealing with this level of illegal activity.
For sure. She quietly respects it, although also goes, really, the jukebox? And then
the jukebox, you can tell the
groans and
jukebox is only that way because the
tries to,
jukebox
like-
is old. That jukebox is an
Yeah.
antique. That jukebox is probably 100+ years old.
Oh my god.
We're gonna play Why
Oh
Don't
my
You
God.
Build Me Up, Buttercup 3 times in a row.
Why don't you build me up?
Build me up, buttercup, baby, just to let me down.
If I could have
3
accessed
times
it,
in a
I
row,
either
though.
would have turned it off or queued up What's New Pussycat over and over and over and over and over again.
12
until
times.
everyone got
What's New
sick of it.
Pussycat?
And
Oh,
one.
oh, oh.
It's not unusual.
It's not unusual.
One, it's not unusual, exactly.
Yeah, to put one,
And then
it's not
immediately
unusual.
back into
But they
What's
are
New
playing
Pussycat.
actual records in the jukebox. They're vinyl in that
This is
jukebox.
so cool. Oh my god, this is so retro. I love it. I wish I had my phone. Ready?
It's not unusual.
So
I chose
y'all will
poorly, by
walk
the way.
in on this almost disaster of a scene at this point in time. Like, it looks like Riddle is putting Sonata back in front of the jukebox and she's queuing up some music. What's New Pussycat is playing? No.
What's new? Pussycat. Whoa.
I don't recognize these songs.
Yeah, they're all way old.
She would have. Side note: I would have bought. I had to redo some math. I would have bought 15 silver cred sticks to make sure the money could be equally transferred. I will just go up to the front and order a order just like a drink, like some water or something, before sitting at the table.
Okay. Fair enough. The water is relatively fair priced here, which is nice. Because, you know, we're in a cyberpunk setting, so water, real water, is not cheap.
I figured it
so
out.
Eris is sitting at the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eris is presently at the table, just kind of like trying to not to be like, I'm not with these people. Oh.
Oh, sorry. On my way back, could I have called my contact with my new comm
Yes, you can totally have called your contact with your comm.
and just see if there's an update?
It's only been a few hours, in all honesty, so they're like, I'm doing the best I can. They will let you know they found a boat, and the name of the captain they give you is the same person that Sonata mentioned, like it's Jer. They're like they are clearly in one of the better rides. They're a quicker ride out of town, but they will keep looking because apparently this is something that's stressing you out, so they can get you a different ride quicker. But they know that person will get you out of town. It's one of those situations where getting you out of town as possible. They will ask if you have sins now, because that was a thing you did not have the time you called. So
not sure how good those sins will be for how long.
Quicker. How much are you willing to pay is the next question.
I think you froze.
I'm still frozen.
Maybe?
There you go.
PC thing.
Oh.
Well. Alright, are we back?
I don't know.
Oh.
Maybe.
Going all max headroom on people.
Uh-oh. It seems like we've lost.
It's time to go to break.
This is probably a good time to go to break.
Alright.
Somebody take the wheel. That's not us.
Go ahead and take
I have
a 10-minute break, and we'll be back.
Bye.
All right.
Be good.
Bye.
That was a horn. All right. This is.
I don't know what you're talking
really
about.
We have to go full TPK.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah. But yes, welcome back. I've returned from the ether that was my internet apparently failing there right before break. I believe we're on What's New Pussycat time number 36.
Whoa.
Eris is
At
just
this point,
smacking her forehead against the table at this point.
What is new?
But I believe when we last left everybody, Sonata's shots might have suddenly caught up with her, as we handled that during break. Zal has arrived with all the legal tender and the ability to move all the cred sticks around. I think is getting with Eris to slowly start doing that. Riddle is approached by a small dwarven man who would like to dance with them while the music is playing. He is rather polite and informs Riddle that she is very pretty and tall, and says, it doesn't mean you're disrespectful, but you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, so would you like to dance?
I don't like this in real life, even. I don't like it in pretend.
Well, then you don't have to do it. You can totally punch him out of the building.
take his... Hold on. I take his little hand with my giant hand, and I just... Well, probably two of his little hands make up one of my hand. So I, like, kind of hunch down a little bit, and I kind of lift him up and put him on my shoes. So that while I'm moving, he's, you get it. And I do a little dance with him. A little sway.
He is very respectful and thanks you for the dance.
I nod. I give him very manly just...
Sure.
Takes a little sip of milk.
And right after you're done with the dance, you'll notice Sonata is like gone from being woo to being like pretty miserable pretty quickly.
I would like
She's,
to ask
shoving
the
food in her
bartender.
face
Oh, okay.
and kind of looks cryy. So I will leave it to roleplay.
I
You're
don't
gonna
have
ask the
any
bartender
water to
what.
make this run.
I'd like to sit next to Sonata and like break off a piece of bread that's sitting on the table and hand it to her.
I can't.
There you go.
I can't fucking eat bread. I can't.
Why not?
It's gonna make me fat. And then,
Bread doesn't
and
make
then,
you fat.
And then someone's gonna break up with me again.
You're not even dating anyone right now.
I'm dating
Eat the
you
bread.
guys because we're
Oh?
friends. I mean,
How far away is this?
It's at the table with you.
Yeah, that
I
definitely
don't
gets a
think
look
that's
from
how that
Eris like, what
works.
are you talking about?
what? Like you don't date your best friends?
I've only dated 2 people.
I've never dated anyone, but that still doesn't sound right to me.
So are you breaking up?
We are all.
now?
No, we are all dating
no,
Sonata.
No, but
I look at the table in a death glare, like. Fucking
we're all
dare.
dating Sonata.
I'll kill you. Yes, and we love our girlfriend very much. And I break off a smaller piece of the bread and I hold it up to her mouth, but not like rudely, just like a little polite, like eat it, darling.
I'm just gonna dip it in the beer though, and then eat it.
No, that is not. That. I drink the beer. I go. Just one shot, because I have a big mouth. And I just keep feeding her the bread. Eat the bread.
Like a small
Very
like a
pretty.
small bird just taking bits and pieces, just like eating.
I make
There's
sure to
less things to
compliment my
get.
girlfriend. Our girlfriend, sorry. Sayonara.
We ended up in an accidentally polycule that only one of us really wants.
In my reality,
That's all.
it's all true.
It just remained a lead.
Sonata.
Under
It's just so like Prima, you know, just to go away when the going gets tough. You know, with these big machines that are trying to chase us down. Ugh.
Speaking of
Absolute
machines, there are a bunch of drones in the market scanning. I'm assuming they would also be by the docks. Just as a heads up.
Well, we will.
I guess I could
Cross
just go
up.
see Jer again.
That's a terrible idea.
Yes.
I understand why.
Because I just said that there's drones scanning for us. Probably in the market and by the dock.
Is there water on the table?
Yeah, no, Zal. So Zal has some
I will
real
slide
water
my
at the table
water
unless they
over.
have drunk it all.
Order a second water.
I don't like water.
Eris
Doesn't
is
taste
just
good.
eating chips and salsa at this point.
But then how are we gonna get money over to Jer?
I could potentially go if you can give me some information to tell him so he knows it's from you.
I got the perfect thing. Okay.
Dare I ask?
You should. You should ask him. About the one time he ate a worm. Because I told him that it had more tequila inside of it. And then the lot of us, like all of us at the neighborhood, I want to tell you that this was like when we were like, I want to say like 10, right? So ate the worm, right? And we all called Jer a grub. A grub gruffer. Grub. You know, you can come up with a good one, but that
Tequila
say it
worm.
came from me.
Got it. Can you all put the money on your cred sticks so I can pay with those? So it's not coming out of my cred stick only.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just whatever. Like, just take mine. I don't give a shit. Besides, I said I was gonna pay
We can
him.
easily transfer the amount onto cred sticks for or the amount onto the amount for the passage onto one cred stick to just slot and get it all paid for at once.
You're not. So you're gonna use the one gold one to put it all on there?
That was mine.
Oh.
Or not?
Well, we
So
can split it between
silvers.
multiple. I mean,
Yeah,
Also-
3 silvers or the 1 gold one.
So also, Jer is totally looking, and like I'm totally okay with like you dating outside of our group.
I am not
Communication
interested
is-
in men,
It's important.
but thank you for your permission.
You're welcome. This is a very loving space. I'm gonna be really sad when you break up with me.
Why are you so certain everyone's going to break up with you?
People always leave me. Ah. I mean, wouldn't you? Look at me. I mean, like, look at me. But also, look inside me.
I don't think you are the only person that's people don't like for one reason or another. We all have
It's about
negative
finding the people who
sides to
do
us.
like you.
Do you like me?
You know.
Like, do you like me?
I like you.
She's
Are you
gonna
looking at everybody
pointedly
else?
look at. Yep.
Everybody else, yeah.
We all love you
You
very
are-
much, Sonata.
You are a very likable person. There's nothing to not like.
I'll hold you to that. I'll remind you next time. I said that.
I'm pretty sure I will
No
remember.
take
Thank you.
backsies. I know my mom took it back.
Your mom took it back?
Yeah, that I was a good person. Not my fault, though. Honestly, she really fucked up with me. And that's a story
There's a
for
lot to
another
unpack
day.
There is a lot to
Mhm.
unpack there. Maybe let's save the trauma dumping for when we are on the boat to our free.
Is there more alcohol?
I think that's a bad idea.
Or did they run out?
I'm not the liar, so I can't say.
I think they ran out. Yeah. I think they ran out.
Businesses these days don't know
I think-
how to keep it together.
I think that dwarf over there drank it all. If you want to take it up with him.
That's a good idea. Sonata is gonna go get up. Start literally walking over in that general direction, but gets distracted by the jukebox and plays the Friends theme.
No one told you life was gonna be this way.
And I'll leave the scene to simmer.
All right, so
Because
we
we're all
divide
like-
up the money on cred sticks. Who is covering Prima's share, or is no one covering Prima's share?
It's all going on.
Eris will cover it.
Okay. So we're putting on 3 silvers is what we're doing, I believe. Is what was it upon?
Yeah.
All right, sounds
So it was
good.
10,000 each was the agreed upon price.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How will I know that it's Jer? What does he look like?
He's fucking hot.
I mean, that's subjective. So
The boat is a
Can I
little
have-
I mean, what
dingy.
makes someone hot?
I'm hot. Clearly fishing, obviously.
Yes.
Yes, you are. But how do I know how other people are hot in your personal opinion? Can I have hair color, eye color? I don't know
Okay,
what
no,
he's
no, no.
wearing.
You can't miss it because he's in a dinghy. Like, it's a dinghy in comparison to all the other ships. It's the smallest ship on the dock currently. And there's a guy. What's his fucking name? Bro. Oh, it starts with an R.
Randy.
Fuck. Randy. Randy is also there.
You're welcome.
Don't forget his name. But he won't notice if you do.
Well, I didn't know his name to begin with in his eyes, so. This is wonderful. Okay, I'm going to go now.
I mean, I was asking a serious question. How do you tell if someone's hot?
If you look at them and you like what they look like, then perhaps they are hot. I don't know. It's subjective.
We're getting philosophical in here.
Huh.
When they are soaked in blood of all that pose you, that is pretty attractive. Bone marrow, just, you know, shrapnels in their skin.
I will be honest, that is also accurate, yes.
Yeah. Scars.
How dexterous are they? Sometimes that's really hot.
What is that?
Flexible?
You know,
When they have fingers? When
Having
they
all of your
have
fingers is
more
good.
than the usual amount of phalanges?
More than the usual amount. I mean, I've got you if you're into that.
There are other species out there very similar to how a spider is resembled. They have extra appendages.
oh. Yeah, I think
Sal
my
just
finger.
sighs and face
I think the
palms.
finger thing isn't really appropriate because I definitely would do it with a dragon. So. We don't have fingers in a traditional way.
Dragons do not have fingers, yes. But they have claws. I think you would die. Maybe I would survive, but you would definitely die.
Well, I definitely salute my way to death in that regard. So.
Glory, glory, what a
Glory, what a hell of a way to go! Yeah. Anyway. Please make me stop. Please, I'm done. I have so much. I have so much to share.
Just walk out.
Zal just walks out. Zal is done at this point
Eris,
in time.
Like, I think the last thing she would hear from Eris is like, I'm starting to wonder if I don't think anyone's hot. Like, looking very confused. Like
Another discussion.
Learning something about myself today.
This is all making
Full
way more
spectrum
sense
up in
now.
this bitch.
All of it. Yeah, I'll just walk to the docks trying to keep an eye out for the drones. Just
Sure.
like look around curious.
Go ahead and give me
like a
a
tourist would.
perception test when you go and give me a perception test when you get to the docks.
Perception visual. Clicky clicky submit. 2 hits.
Alright. So you will notice as you approach the docks that there are some drones around. You spot one that is that seems to be a similar make and model than what you saw in the market. So you're fairly sure they're probably monitoring the situation. But yeah.
Okay. Do I see the boat?
You do. So Sonata's description of being the smallest boat is probably the most correct part of the description. So most of the boats here are cargo haulers. And that is very much what you're dealing with. You're dealing with like bigger cargo Panama Canal style ships here. But the boat that she describes is a smaller boat. It is definitely not a dinghy. A cargo ship, but a cargo ship in the sense of it is very much a repurposed yacht that has been turned into a cargo carrier. So it is clearly at some point in time this was probably a civilian craft that was somebody's more personal pleasure boat, and it is now very much a pirate runner, something you're familiar with from the war, where it is a civilian ship that's been repurposed, re-armored a little bit, rearmed a little bit, and probably used for some smuggling and illicit trade, but also used for transporting cargo for more lucrative individuals that don't want their stuff looked at. It's that type of very gray work. It's not completely illegal, but it's very gray in the wars that you'd be dealing with. There are a handful of people that are clearly armed on the deck. You see a bunch of gentlemen you've never seen before. How would you like to approach?
From a slight distance where they can still see me, I will go. I'm here with a message. May I speak to a Jer?
You remember the message from who?
She said tequila worm would be a good way to know that.
Okay. Like, one of the guys comes from below, goes from on top of the deck to below deck, and comes back out with, like, eyebrow, and he's like, I have no... Yeah, Jer has no idea what that's supposed to mean.
They said they spoke to you earlier. I'm just here to pay.
You're here to pay. Are you one of Sonata's friends?
Perhaps.
No, that's a real yes or no question.
I feel like Zal's like, is saying that I know Sonata gonna get me killed? 50-50 shot.
Well, also, there's fucking drones here that know your name, so... I don't know if they can hear. I don't know what they do. Yes, can I come on board, please? I have no weapons.
Okay. They will let you on board. They will level their weapons at you as you come on board, because, like, that's a weird thing to say, and it's a weird thing to want to come on board a boat like this, and
once they're within, like, whisper earshot, I will say, yes, I am here because I'm with Sonata. The drones are watching. Okay. I do not know if they can hear.
Oh, yeah. They're not going to hear anything that goes on below decks. You're fine. Go ahead and come on in.
Yes.
Sonata got herself in that much trouble. There's on the deck. Is Sonata got herself in much trouble that there's rigger, that somebody's hired a local rigger to come after her?
Sure.
Okay.
It's a little bit more than that, but I'll discuss that with what I can with.
It's a little bit more than that. Okay, great, super, fantastic. The dude that seems to be talking is a little bit exasperated, and it seems to be a little exasperated at you, like Sonata in general. You can probably deduce that it might be Randy.
You must be Randy.
Yeah, I am Randy.
I was told to also mention you.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Right.
I am Zal. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well, I guess. So they're going to take you below deck. You're going to see Jer. He's probably 6 foot. Like, as I described him last time, he's 6'4" ish. His left arm and left leg have both been replaced with cybernetics. He's got that kind of bodybuilder-esque frame, not clearly as big as Riddle, because, Riddle's a troll, but for a human, he's a big-sized guy. He's got his hair pulled back into locks, sides of his head are shaved. He has a look like he's a bit surprised that somebody who's associated with Sonata has showed up a couple hours later actually willing to pay. Like, you can just pick that up from the room, that, like, you showed up within, like, 4 or 5 hours of having a meeting with Sonata, and you have the money. This is a little bit surprising to him.
I am catching on that you are surprised.
Yeah, Sonata shows up last minute with most of the money and some excuse about how she's going to get me the rest later.
Well, how much was requested originally?
Well, I told her it was
Per
up front.
person.
She knows pricing. It's 10 a pop.
Okay,
But
I have the
Randy
full
mentioned that
50,000.
there are some other issues. Do we need to be aware of these other issues? Are they going to put trouble on my doorstep?
From me, no. But, because I can hide my face. This is not my true face, just so you are not scared later when I am a different person. But we need to get out of town for a reason, and there are drones here potentially looking for us.
Okay. So you're possibly bringing trouble onto my boat. That is a thing.
The goal is to not bring trouble on your boat and sneak on so they do not notice, but...
Fair enough. The deal. It is 10 grand a pop.
I will hand the
And
head
if
sticks.
That's fine. He'll have him run. He's legitimately surprised that you have 50K just sitting around to immediately pay him. And he's like, and if it happens, then it's not going to be a million more. If shit lands on my doorstep, then the pile of shit will determine how much more my people need to get paid. If my people end up shot up, then that's a whole other bad conversation. That seems a bit
Noted.
fair. All right.
That's noted.
I know Sonata can patch people up when the time comes, so...
Today, not today!
But
I am
I'm
also
not
have
looking to have
magical
holes in my
abilities
boat.
to help fend things off if necessary.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I appreciate you being front. How are you friends with her?
It's an interesting story, but perhaps it'll be shared later. I'm sure when Sonata's drunk, she will share it probably.
Oh, you got her drunk? Oh, that's gotta be a pain. Is she like woo drunk or is she crying yet?
We have passed both woo and crying.
Oh,
Back
well
to
then you
happy?
probably only have a couple more hours of that. Back to happy? Well, that's good. That very seldomly happens. At least she hasn't gone on and on about some things.
Of course not.
Yeah,
She
the
has
last
been
time I
nothing
saw
but
her and she got
polite.
drunk, she went on and on about this person named Prima for like 4.5 hours, and I had a headache. It was annoying.
Out of curiosity, where would we be put? Is there a way to separate two people
Yeah.
to help avoid future headaches for you?
Oh, is Sonata traveling with a partner again? That's just going
It
to turn
might
into
be
a fight
said
halfway
person
through
you
this
just
situation.
mentioned.
Joke's on you. I have 3 partners.
She may believe that we are all her girlfriend, and I'm not going to disagree with it because the troll is Riddle, who I think you have met, is scary.
I've met the troll. Troll's big. It's a big troll.
But yes, this Prima that you spoke of should also be on the ship if we can find her. Her money is
Fair
included in
enough.
the payment, at least, whether we find her or not.
Excellent. I'm gonna let you know, ex-girlfriend drama is totally an extra shit charge, but I'm not gonna charge you. I'm gonna charge fucking Sonata for that shit.
That's fine.
Charge
You
me
should
in
split it between her and-
hugs.
You should charge her and Prima. Would be most fair.
Fair enough.
Because they are both going to start things, not just Sonata.
I've never met Prima before. Hopefully they're tolerable. But I've known Sonata a long time. She has gotten herself into so much trouble over the years.
How many days has it been?
You've only known her for how long?
How many days has it been?
Maybe
as a character?
3. 2?
3. It's been about 3 days.
I've only known her for 3 days.
Yeah.
So.
This is 3 going on day 4, by the way.
Almost.
Then you have known her a less amount of time. Hopefully you can get her out of your system before she causes you any real harm.
I can protect myself, but
Good to hear.
So
Alright.
it will be
You might
24
wanna
hours
talk.
or
You said
30 hours from now.
you said yeah, it's about 29 hours or so, give or take. You said you do magic. You might want to check with our ship's or our ship's ferryman. He's our caster on board.
My hope was that if I can turn people invisible, they could get on the boat without risk. But I can only do that one at a time,
good
and
call.
it's going to put great risk on me, so...
Fair enough.
we'll talk to your
It's not
ferryman
the
then.
worst
Where
idea.
may I find him?
You should be in the front decks doing some things.
She'll nod. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you as well. He'll shake your hand.
She'll just walk out.
So as you go to the front of the boat, you're like escorted, but not like properly escorted. AKA like Randy kind of tails you because they don't get free run of the boat, but he's not being rude or being like he's basically you don't just go through their stuff. You paid a fee, you're going to be a passenger, but they're not rude about it. You will come to a door. It does have some. I assume you don't speak Creole.
Nope.
Haitian Creole. It has some writing and some Haitian Creole in it. If you knock on the door, what takes you a moment to realize is probably a lady under all of the outfit, but they are in what appears to be like a top hat, and they seem to be showing signs of a shaman tradition. It seems to be much more of a hoodoo or voodoo tradition than what you're used to. But the front of the boat seems to be, for lack of a better term, a situation that's been built into the front of the boat to keep people safe or keep them secure magically. Knowing what you know, this is probably if they were going to transport magical items, they'd be done here. Things that need to be contained are probably contained here. But this is clearly a practitioner who has put a lodge at the front of this boat.
No, another fellow practitioner. Hello.
Hello. She speaks in kind of a thick Haitian Creole accent through her Spanish. I'm not going to try to impersonate that because I'm not going to be disrespectful. Because I don't do accents well, so that's not happening. So they'll introduce themselves, and basically they introduce themselves. They will sit and talk magic theorem and stuff with you for a little while if you want, but basically they'll want to know what you're capable of doing. If a fight breaks out, where to put you in the boat to help out. Where not to put you, aka if your tradition is going to interfere with their tradition and the magics are going to clash, where not to put you, because there is this idea that magical traditions, if they don't intersect well, cause problems with each other. So it's kind of this very interesting interview on magical theorem and magical theorem interaction.
She will
go
ahead. She will say that mostly she works with spirits, and while she has some spells like Ice Storm that will do damage, the rest are dealing with wood, and she would not deal damage to the boat in order to use that ability. And the spirits will be air spirits more than likely.
Yeah, just use Ice Storm, then don't damage the wood on the parts of the boat. This kind of conversation goes on for a little while, and time kind of passes. Like, this is one of those conversations where you really get in depth, so you're probably there for longer than you really expected, because this is the first other magical practitioner you run into for a while.
It's so I'm nice to have an intelligent conversation.
The fuck am I?
It's
Drop liver?
Well, yeah, back at the bar, Zal's been gone for probably about 90 minutes. What are other people doing at this point in time, other than making their roll for the first time to, Oh, you got 4 hits on that roll, or is it a different roll? That is a different roll. Somebody can make their hour-long roll first up. 1 hit, 1 less stun.
Working my way through.
Can I make one too, since I've been sitting chilling?
Yeah, sure. Legit, if you've got some stun, make the roll.
Okay, Eris. Something that is hot is stuff that gets you excited.
I mean, I guess I get that, but like...
Right? But like, excited that you want to like be with it all the time. So like, you're like a computer nerd, right? So like, does computers get you excited?
Not the way I think you're getting at.
Does it excite you?
Well,
That's just how I talk.
Yes, I get excited by tech. I don't want to sleep with it.
I'm not saying you need to sleep with it. Does it get you excited?
I mean, reasonably.
So you want to spend time with it, right?
I guess. Yeah.
And that's what hot stuff does for me.
Oh, that's what hot stuff does for you. You want to spend time with hot stuff.
Yeah.
Because, okay. I think I follow.
Right? So, the things that you want to spend time with are things that you think are hot. So, when somebody asks what you think is hot, you can just say that.
Computers. That's what you're getting at?
I just
computers?
threw that out there. I just threw that out there because you like technology. I don't know if you think it's hot.
Yeah. I guess I don't. Yeah, I guess. She's like chugs whatever she's drinking.
Also, a quick shout out between our nervous drinks to Live from the Apocalypse, who rated us. Who I'm going to shout out them now because I did not earlier, and I apologize. I did not want to break the roleplay. So much love. But back to our awkward conversation about what's hot and what's not.
I mean, maybe I just don't get it. Maybe I'm not supposed to get it. I have no idea. We're kind of, it's not what's important right now anyway, right? Like, we've got so many other things to worry about. Just let's table that.
Like, I really don't want to think about all this.
Yeah, I guess.
Eris will realize because Eris is sober. Eris will realize because Eris is sober. You guys should probably find a place to sleep for the evening. Because you're kind of getting into that dusky, we just ate a bunch, Sonata's still a little more drunk than you wish that she was. Riddle is apparently giving death glares if you argue that you're dating this person or not. You might want to get a hotel or something for the evening.
Yeah. Look, we should we should finish up here and find some place to hunker down for the night, because I don't want to deal with all of that stuff happening out there. I don't want to deal with that at nighttime, and I think it might be good if we just settle in and you sober up, and then we can focus on getting the hell out of here and finding Prima before we do that.
Yes, we should find Prima eventually. I agree. That would be the right thing to say.
It would also be the right thing to do.
You know, I really don't like the fact that now I have 2 angels on one shoulder and 1 devil on the other shoulder, and my devil is conveniently missing right now. I really feel like I have to do good things.
I mean, good's relative, right? I mean, certainly the corpse, what they call good isn't really good.
That goes into like a moral philosophy that I'm not quite prepared for because I definitely didn't go to college, so.
Look, it's late. We've all had something to drink. I think we could all use the rest, and none of us are going to be able to find Prima in this state. So let's find some place to hang our hats. At least for tonight.
All right. That's good. What type of hotel is everyone looking for? You guys have lots of nuyen on lots of credit sticks. Are we looking at getting, like, the cheapest hotel in town? Or is somebody like, I haven't slept in a real bed, like a nice bed, since before I went to prison. It's time to spend 1,000 nuyen to get the nicest hotel we can possibly have in the entire downtown.
Yes. Yeah, let's get the nicest room that we can, because they're not going to expect us to be in, like, a freaking, like, you know, like, master suite. Like, they're going to look for prisoners at the cyberpunk equivalent of a Motel 6, you know?
Which is actually a Motel 6. But yeah, no,
Yeah!
It's actually just a Motel
Yeah.
6. You didn't know?
It's actually
They bought the fucking branding rights for Motel 6. Sponsored and all that shit.
I think Eris would probably protest the idea of staying somewhere that high profile. But if she's being outvoted, I don't know if she'll have much of a choice but to go along with it.
Sweet. So, who's footing the bill? Are you guys going to chip in? Or is somebody just being like,
Sonata.
I'm paying the nuyen for the suite?
Sonata doesn't understand the concept of saving money, which seems to be why she's always in her constant state of problems. So she's going to definitely find a place that is going to be, you know, kind of pricey, but she's also going to buy an ostentatious white jacket if she can find one.
Sure.
Because I got to add to my distinct style, because right now I have a rugged prison jumper that is torn in the middle. I got 6 belts that are attached to me in various ways, like a Kingdom Hearts character, and now I want a sassy white jacket.
Legit. There you go. You can probably add your sassy. You could probably get a sassy jacket delivered if you go to the most expensive hotel in town.
Yes.
Because that's things that expensive hotels do.
I want that.
So,
I want that for me.
The 3 of you all give me can you each give me a perception check?
No.
I got 3 hits.
You do. Riddle got 2 hits. Sonata. So, between Eris and Riddle, you manage to dodge the drones as Sonata wants to just walk through the center of town towards the nicest hotel now that she has a link. But you two are like, nope, duck in an alley here, nope, duck in an alley there. and manage to avoid the drones that Zal, who's been scouting out all day, has given you descriptions of, and manage to make it to the nice hotel. It seems like Sonata probably gets the nicest suite that is available, which is not the actual top floor presidential suite. It's actually the suite on below. And you guys totally get into the hotel, get a nice suite. Do you give Zal a call on the link to let Zal know where you are?
Yeah.
Probably should, yeah. I think certainly being sober, I think Eris will go ahead and send that message herself, just to let her know. Yeah.
So, yeah, sounds good. So if by the way, Jess, go ahead and mark off another $7 grand worth of Nudian, $2 grand for the hotel and $5 grand for the coat, because you have money now and you're already burning through. 92,000. You paid 10 for getting stuff, and then you paid another $7 grand for stuff, and then you probably spent about 300 Nudian on food and drinking most of the evening. If you're the person who seems to be footing most of the bills because you don't have money.
Okay. I'm doing math.
That's you have more than enough to cover it right now, but you're definitely burning through money like it's not a problem.
It isn't a problem right now. Life's too short, Mitch.
Right now.
Let's go.
Can't take it with you.
That's one way to look at it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. I got the math done.
Okay. I assume Zal makes it up to the hotel room. The hotel suite.
Eventually.
Yeah. There are nice, fluffy beds. This is probably the nicest place you've slept in a while as a guerrilla fighter. Eris, this is a very nice hotel room. Riddle has a history probably of nice hotel rooms and not nice hotel rooms, depending upon the client. That's the advantage of being a mercenary. And Sonata has slept in places like this on stream and also not. But it's a fairly nice evening, and everybody goes to bed and, passes away into the night, and we pan out from the shot. What's up?
You said we passes away into the night, so I'm like, I'm dead?
Oh, yeah. We pass. Yes,
you
pass out into the night. You dead? No, you pass out, and the night passes up, and we pan up. And we pan up to the floor above you. And in that floor above you is a tactical layout with a rigger strapped into a chair, scanning the city, and half-orc, or an orc that we're semi-familiar with, as well as another two individuals dressed in black, and if they only knew their quarry was 20 feet below them. And that's where we'll leave off for the evening.
Yeah. Hell yeah!
All right. So,
That's lovely.
we'll start off with naming our players with Nikki.
He's not prepared.
You're not prepared?
Prepared now. I'm prepared now.
Prepared.
I just needed to open my calendar.
There you go.
Hi, I'm Nikki, aka Beholder to No One, TTRPG podcast with discussions, one-shots, and an actual play. You should check them out. Also, I am the DM for Awfully Queer Heroes. Every Friday, we release a new episode of Tower of the Soul, which is a deadly, flirtatious, chaotic game that just hit season 2 in recording. So go check out the first 7 or 8 episodes are out. You should go check those out and listen to me DM. And if you like me, I'm also a DM for hire, so you should hire me. But this week you can find me on the Lost Caravan RPG on Thursday playing Lasers and Feelings for the first time at 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. And then you can find me back here playing the other Shadowrun game with Paladin instead. And Mitch, I will not pick a favorite if you're still here. I refuse. And then that's actually it for this week. I'm surprised. Oh no, next Wednesday I'll be on next Wednesday and Thursday, I'll also be on Lost Caravan RPG since we're not playing next week. Playing Cyberpunk and playing Deadlands. So, super excited.
All right.
That's all.
Next, we have Jesse.
Ooh, me?
Yep,
Yes,
next is
it's me! My name is Jesse, also known as the Himbo Gamer on Twitter, and part of Jacqueline Hare, which is an Etsy store as well as a channel where we used to run streams, but we're getting our lineup ready to start with some Cyberpunk and some Scion. We're gonna do it all back to normal scheduling, probably closer towards the summer. So it's very exciting because I get to GM again. So that's gonna be real fun. If you think I'm insane as a player, just hold on to your hats. But I am a player most of the time. I'm a player here playing this game. And I'm also a player on Guild of the Phoenix, playing in a Cyberpunk Red game and a BTM game with more subdued characters. And then I am also playing in a podcast, a actual play Lancer RPG podcast called Response Team Omnicron. I'm playing as a guest right now, so I'm sitting in a guest spot, but I have been playing for a little bit with the folks in that podcast, and it's a super cool podcast. You should definitely listen to it. Okay, you should listen to it. That's all I got.
next we got Lexi.
Hi there, everybody. I'm Alexander Pitchford, or Lexi or Allie, as whatever works. I can be found on Twitter at Lexi Phoenix, and well, you can find me quite a few places. First off, I am a writer, game designer, and game player, and I actually have written for Shadowrun a bit, as luck would have it. But also, I can be found, obviously, here, and then I play in a D&D 5th edition game over on Polished Cryptids channel called The Wandering Menagerie, which is Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, which is unfortunately I think fairly early in the AM over in the States. But it's a lot of fun, so much fun. And then I do moderation, and sometimes I play over on Dungeon Scrawlers on Twitch, on Dungeon Scrawlers, where they do 5th edition D&D set in the Forgotten Realms, and that's a lot of fun too. So I definitely recommend checking that out. Wednesdays at 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. And that's it for me.
All right. Last but definitely not least, Angel.
Well, hi, I'm Angel. You can find me at Fade Trouble on the internet. I primarily cosplay and scream about D&D, but I also stream weekly here on Twitch under the same handle. I think the thing I have going on tomorrow evening at 9:30 EST, we are actually all day. Weave the Tale is doing a charity games from the morning up until like 1 or 12 a.m. But you should definitely go check it out. I will be over there playing until pretty late. So if you want to see some sorcery and raise money for good things, you should go come and watch us.
Okay.
Yeah, that's me.
All right. And everybody, I've been Paul. I've been the DM here, and as Jesse mentioned, Response Team Underground, which I'm also on as a regular cast member, has got some great tense RP between myself and Jesse. So go check out the most recent, cast. If you think we're crazy here, you can also just have deep philosophical conversation. And as Angel mentioned, there is a charity stream all day tomorrow from 10 a.m. till around 1 a.m. on Thursday morning. It is for organizations and LGBTQ rights in Texas. I do not remember the exact charity that we're giving to, but it revolves around that because there are lots of issues going on with bills like that right now, and we want to make sure those individuals are properly supported. The goal is to get $2,000, so swing by, give donations, give time. If you can't give money, if you see it posted on Twitter, repost, get the word out for other people. And it's been a pleasure to DM for everybody here tonight, and I hope everybody had a good time. And we'll be doing our last episode about escaping, not next week, because that is Crucible, but the week after that. And then if we hit our donations goal, we'll be go ahead and doing a game where they actually get to do all the crazy things you would normally do in Shadowrun, where they, fight, punch, kick, beat, steal, blow up buildings about corpse, and maybe taking it into a normal Shadowrun archetype. The very different game dynamic we've had this time.
Hit the goal, hit the goal. I want to do that. Take down the corporation.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, it's been a pleasure, all, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. And thank you all for joining by, for coming by and joining us, because I can talk. The smash bad sentences.
It's late.
Words.
Words, they have meaning.
Bye.